Joanne. Wishing you a happy 60th birthday celebration with your family at the Hunter Valley. I know you're not keen on turning this birthday number, but I can vouch for the 60s being a great decade. So I hope you enjoy this year because you'll never be as young again. In reflecting about your 60 years, I thought about how lucky we are to be both sisters and friends. As a sister, we've had so many shared childhood memories, such as long road trips to Broomshead from all over the state, lots of moves from town to town and school to school. Watching you get carted off to ER after busters off bikes, falling out of trees, running into barbed wire fences, just to name a few, and also making our own fun. We learned how to avoid boredom quite quickly by riding our bikes around town with freedom and funny backyard games with nothing but a swing set for inspiration. As a friend, we've also had many shared memories because we've chosen to spend time together, such as living 5 minutes apart at Lennox Head, raising our kids together for the last 30 odd years. Our trips together all over the world, starting in our 20s to the US on a Kentucky tour, many family trips to Broomshead, hiking Larapinta, your 40th in Cairns, biking in Spain, and there probably are others. The one constant has been that we've shared in each other's lives, including ups and downs, and always including each other in our children's lives. Congratulations on your achievements in your career, and particularly with the beautiful family you and Tim have created. I'm so grateful to have you as my sister and friend. Happy birthday.
Firstly, Joanne, congratulations on reaching 60. That's fantastic. I can't believe that you're 60. Actually, it's 40 years since I first met you. And leading into James's question, I was privileged to be with Tim at Yamba the day that he met you, and that was a really funny day, as you remember and as you recall. Terrific times. We were only young idiots surfing our way up the coast, and of course none of us surfed. So I had a fishing rod on the top of my car, or Tim's car, I think. Anyway, we managed to fool you and a couple of your girlfriends that we were surfy studs for some reason. But great times. I remember that well, and I knew that Tim had an eye for you that weekend. I think it might have been the Friday that we caught up with you at the pub, and I knew Tim had an eye for you because we moved on from Yamba up to Ballina, and of course all he did was want to go back to Yamba to catch up with you again. So both Jared, Frog and I thought, oh well, our holiday's ruined now, we've got to head back because Tim's got feelings for this young lady, and then it all began. The relationship began. So well done. Terrific. 40 years. You've been like a younger sister to me, really. And I've really been amazed the way you've raised a beautiful family too. You're very much family focused. You've got 4 lovely kids, and a lot of that gel is you in that family. So congratulations, you've done very well, and hopefully you've got a lot more years to enjoy together. And I've really enjoyed watching your kids grow up with our kids. It's been fantastic. It's been special.
I hope the Bleakleys enjoy some good family time together in the Hunter next weekend to celebrate your mother's birthday. The thing I admire most about your mother is the way she and your father have created such a strong and loving family unit. Joanne has been a wonderful mother and homemaker based on hard work, love and discipline. I can still remember the blackboard in the kitchen headed misdemeanours and consequences. As a teenager you were the untidiest one in the house, much to your mother's annoyance, but you're now the exact opposite with nothing out of place. You've always been a conscientious and hard worker and a problem solver and done well in your chosen field.
Any final words?
No, I think I've said it all, haven't I?
Wonderful.
Except to say, Joanne, that I'm very proud of what you've achieved in your life, and I love you as a daughter, and I'm sure your mother, if she was here, would be just as proud of you as I am.
We didn't often have a lot to do with your mum, or your, or you guys even really. We'd see each other at family stuff. But we've been really fortunate in the last 10 years, maybe more so the last 5, to really have time in both our lives, us with kids growing up and your mum and dad with you guys growing up, and being able to reconnect. And it's been a great time to actually really get to know your mum. So that's kind of my story. Is it was always like, oh well, Tim and Joanne, we kind of knew my uncle. He was connected with Dad. There were kind of the cool uncles and stuff, but there are aunties there or whatever who you kind of knew about, but you didn't really connect with. I'm forever grateful that I've had the opportunity to get to know your mum. Yeah. So we've had heaps of fun times, but what I've really enjoyed is bouncing off the parenting type things. Like the proof is in the pudding, because your mum has raised amazing kids, and
Tim
all
was
I
there
would
too.
want,
Tim was there
too, but I'm going to give your mum just a bit more credit. Because you see it though, like you see the relationship she has with you, and if I have a 10th of that with my kids, I'll be so happy. And that's a massive goal for me, to be able to say, I achieved something like that with my family too. Like, that's a big tick. I really, really respect that.
That's nice. And I think the thing about your mum is she's very striking, and I really love that in a woman. And I think striking is an interesting word, because I think people think that it's about looks, but it's about so much more than that. And it's about her intelligence and her wit, and she's sharp as a tack, which just makes you want to talk to her even more. And I love that about her. But the thing that really draws me in is her smile. She's got an amazing smile, and that draws you in, but then the sharpness keeps you entertained and interested, and I just think she's really striking. And when professionally, people obviously quickly worked out that we were related because of our surnames in our industry, and it's a small industry. And I think they always thought we were blood related because we have some physical commonalities, some similarity. I don't know what they are. But I was always so proud to say that I was related. Never really told everyone it wasn't by blood, but I did say it was by marriage. Because professionally, she is an excellent mentor, and a role model. But she just is a role model. She's not called role model. She just is a role model because of who she is. And I think it is a credit to her as a mother. And I think the thing that we also have lots in common is that we love children, all children, not just our own children, and we are united by that. But it's about so much more than that. And I think it's really important that women are seen also externally to their motherhood, because they're people before their parenthood, and they're, obviously a mother is a role, but they're people first. And I think she's just, I can see why your dad was so enamored with her, because she is so striking and you just want to go over and talk to her. Well, I do anyway. And she completely entertains me at family functions, and I'm forever grateful for that.
I love the conversation, because you're going to get a good conversation.
Yes.
There's no, Joe's not a yes person or whatever.
No.
You're getting an opinion, and you're getting it with some substance, and you can bounce back and forth and talk about anything. So you can whittle away an afternoon or a night just chatting about whatever and knowing you're having a good convo.
Hi Joe, happy 60th
Happy
birthday.
60th, Joe. Happy birthday.
Cheers. Now we have known you, well, we first met you around 1994, so 31 years ago, and we were all very young, very broke because we had mortgages up to our eyeballs, and we had our first babies on the way, and we couldn't afford to do anything, even to scrape together money for a litre of milk or a loaf of bread was tough. Anyway, one of our fondest memories with you and Tim and our young families at the time, because we were also poor, we would go on picnics to Brunswick Heads, where we would have fish and chips, minus the fish, because we couldn't afford the fish, and a loaf of bread. Anyway, you, this particular day, decided you were going to pull out your new Butte thermos, which I think at the time you named Big Bertha. Well, we were impressed, but then we pulled out our thermos.
The new and improved Big Bertha.
The Silver Bullet. Now, this Silver Bullet is actually 30 years old or thereabouts.
And we saved it for this moment.
So, here's to many years of cups of teas and coffees and lots of chats. Over one cup of coffee can go for 3 hours at Quartet. But anyway, the 30 years we've known you has been wonderful. You've got a beautiful family. Your past 30 years, you've had lots of successes with your career, and
Here's to you.
here's to you and to
Another 30 years. You can do it.
cheers.
Happy birthday, Joanne.
Happy birthday, old girl.
Apparently you're having a party and we're not there.
Yeah,
So,
I'm free.
and I'm free, but
So we're here and you're not.
we're here.
I can't believe you're 60.
60.
That's old. You'll always be older than us.
And hotter.
And older. And skinnier.
I knew it was going to be like
Called her the tall, stuck up, skinny bitch, didn't we?
TSB.
The TSB.
Happy birthday, TSB.
Something like that. We don't need any more than that. And I'm so glad that we've got you in our lives. I know that there's been other people that have been very emotional. We just share laughs with you. So we love you. Stay true to yourself. Be our best friends forever. And let's also compare travel stories for the rest of our lives. One day we may even travel somewhere together.
Anyway, look, enjoy your birthday. We feel honoured to have been invited to be part of this video production, a Bleakley production. It's a small crew, I do believe, but we are really touched. We love you. Love you, Timmy.
Bye, Joey. Happy 60th. I'm going to tell everybody. Bye.
50-10.
I just heard that James was 30. That means we've known you longer than 30 years. How cool is that? More than 30 years. That's treasure in itself.
Hey Joe, we just want to reflect back on some of our precious memories of spending time with you guys over the years. Lots of times on your back deck, either at Blue Seas Parade or over here in Silkwood.
And on Blue Seas Parade, we always had the blue cheesel box.
Yes.
We bring out the cheese, the good china.
Much to your
Cheesel.
disgust.
A couple of beers, looking down the
Quite
valley.
good enough. Lots of laughter and a few drinks and great fun times. We
Good.
also wanted to remember about Broom's Head and our holidays down there with you at your mum and dad's house.
and the kids playing in the basket, the washing basket, and just doing simple things together, playing tennis and having a laugh.
And just going down to the beach and mucking around. But just back on the drinks thing, one thing I loved about it was just always a little, hey, oh, Dwyer's, come on over and we'll have an impromptu gatho. And we may not have seen you for a while, but we'd been talking for hours because it was just fun banter, fun.
And one thing I also wanted to say thank you for was to always being a wonderful mentor to me when I had the twins. You came over and you'd help me bath them, and you were always a shoulder to cry on when I needed it, and just wise advice when I was feeling a little bit stuck with everything. So thank you, and we wanted to wish you a very happy 60th. We hope you have a great time down at the Hunter Valley. Have a drink or two for us and celebrate well.
Yeah, Joe, happy birthday and to many more. And so we value our wonderful friendship. So love you lots.
Happy birthday, Joe.
Welcome to the club.
Hope you have a great time in the Hunter Valley. Cheers.
What memories come to you?
Okay, alright, interesting.
I'd like to give you a couple of these photos.
Yes.
And you're welcome to share any memories or stories
Oh,
that come
okay.
to mind.
Right. Okay. Good. Okay. Wow.
It was really close to our mum, Joanne, particularly, I think. And that time in Wyong, not long after Joanne had spent 6 months in Yamba on her own, after the family moved to Wyong. And Mum was so devastated that Joanne didn't come with us, with the family. I was in Sydney at uni. So Joanne didn't want to go to a new school. We'd done move after move. And as you know, she is determined, another characteristic.
Strong-willed.
Very. Which sometimes, means that, choices don't always go the way parents would like. But she was determined to just stay at Yamba High School with friends. Anyway, Mum was, so inconsolable about that, and eventually and the only means of communication was by letter or a phone into someone else's house. So I recall writing her a letter, and one way or another she turned up on a train coming back to Wyong. Just out of Wyong, she worked there at a bank. Anyway, so she became really attached to and close to Mum. And that photo shows that. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It is. Yeah.
Living apart.
This is
you got a new job.
This would be welcome home in Canberra, I'd say. Well, after she'd been away for a while, she was missed greatly by her mum and dad. And this one in particular is a beautiful photo of Joanne as a young one. Could have been a mannequin. And that's my favourite photo of your mother, Joanne.
Yeah, another one from the Wyong days. It was lovely. Mum was happy there. She got a job. That was the first time she'd worked since having children. So it was a big step for her. So she had a happy time there.
Family favourites of mine from days gone by. And they bring back a lot of happy memories.
Significant moment.
For your relationship.
Oh, probably Mum passing away is the most significant. Then not having, the mother figure to watch out for us, and then so basically you have to watch out for each other at the same time, learning from each other as we had our struggles with raising kids. And I know I asked Joanne a tough gave her a tough task when I had Matthew and said, oh, can you talk to our mum and just tell her to give me some breathing space, because it felt very overwhelming, and our mum was so invested in us that she was like right by your side, but it was my insecurity of not being confident that I thought I needed space. So Joanne got the job to tell Mum. Well, watching her raise you kids, there was, she was certainly had a special way of organising family life, to the envy of most others, to be honest. So she's very disciplined, very structured, and yeah, that strength and determination, she can make things work. And she learned stuff. She taught us. She got herself educated in early childhood, just at a time where she was raising 4 kids. So you all, reap the benefit of that, I'm sure. Just looking outwardly from the outside, you can see between her and your dad that they've managed to create, structure, but with warmth and love.
What do you think that Mum has learned from you and from Julie?
From Julie in particular, being a good wife and mother, and being a bit more patient than her father, and I'm sure she's learnt the value of hard work from an early age by watching her mum in particular, because she was very conscientious, and she was quite a smart woman, her mother, but she didn't have the opportunity to go to university. But I'll give your mother credit for putting herself through university, actually, because in those days there was no HECS or TAFE, so she paid her own way, and she achieved quite a lot in her life, and that's a credit to her, I reckon. As a young child, she was a tree climber, and she used to be up these trees when she was even preschool time. She was a climber, so she was always a bit adventurous.
Are there any qualities, attributes or habits that you admire in her?
Oh, Joanne probably just touched on them then, as her tenacity and strengths with her family and her ties, and an extended family as well. She's, I think you'd want her in the trenches with you, I think, if need be, because, she'd be there to bat for you, and very reliable, and very loving. I mean, if she loves you, you get loved. So yeah. Lavished in love. Yeah. And you can see it in the kids. Kids are a reflection of us, and her kids are fantastic, and so are ours. We like to think so, and you can see it in the way we've raised our kids, and you can't beat it. Our families were the same. Tim's extended family, Joanne's family, mother and father. If you got love and that in the family and the kids, it comes out in your own kids. So yeah, no, that's what I see in Joanne, I think.
You've been a great mum, friend, listener, lots of laughs, stories of chickens.
Chickens?
The frozen chicken.
Oh, that's... Sorry, Tim, just refreshing your memory. The night you went to the pub and should have got home a lot earlier, but you had a chicken in the back seat of your bike with the helmet on, I believe, tapping on the window. Sweetheart, I want a chicken. Fuck your chicken. Was the comment, I believe, came from the bedroom.
I'd love to know some memories that come to mind that are significant for you, or the two of you together.
Yeah, probably the best memories I think we've all got is our Christmases at Broom's Head, and spending time together nearly every Christmas for so long when our kids were this high, and Jimmy, you were this high. Those Easters and those Christmases are pretty special. We, eating prawns with drinking beer and
Playing Trivial
Pursuit, watching the girls love their time with their mother. that was fantastic. That was special. And you could see, similarly, Don and Julie loved being around the family during those periods, and Rob to this day still regards that, I think, as some of the best days he's had at Broom's Head with the family. Yeah, so that's the special memories I have since meeting Joanne, I suppose, is not only being in Sydney watching her grow up with Tim and the like, and going out with them regularly on a weekend, but it was mainly those as we married and had little ones, and watching them grow up, and particularly at Broom's Head, they were special times because we were all in a good frame of mind. We'd finished work, we were just there for the fun, eating prawns and drinking beer and swimming.
What was a significant moment in your relationship?
Well, that's the thing with me, isn't it, Joanne? There's quite a few. There's quite a few. And I do want to let you know that if your life wasn't so brilliant, I certainly would be there for you too. I would. She would. I would. She wouldn't. She'd be in the caravan
I'd be in
somewhere.
Western Australia somewhere, but I'd be there in spirit.
Yeah.
So I'll send you a text.
Yeah.
What is a quality or attribute or habit that you admire in her?
So I'm going to be serious on this one. That family for you, Joanne, is always, always first. Always. And I think that all your kids feel the same about that. But what I will say is that I have always felt part of that. So thank you.
You're just so organised, and one of the things I love about you as well is you've always got such great advice. If ever you're in trouble, there'll always be the question, and thoroughly ask the questions and then try and solve the problem. And I think that's a huge strength, and I know you do it with your family and you do it with your friends as well. Well, you do it with me anyway, and I love it.
Definitely, me too. Very much my rock a lot of times, so thank you.
A forward roll.
Yeah, and because you've had such a tight unit family growing up, even though you go away and do your own things, you'll always want to come back together.
Yes.
And that's a nice thing for your parents. It's not all families are like that, clearly.
How's your life going so far, Joanne? Tell me about your holiday.
I don't have a life. There is no such thing as holidays.
It's the middle of January, and what have you done?
Mopped up vomit, cleaned up diarrhea, taken kids to hospitals, taken kids to doctors. Packed the car, unpacked the car, done the washing, reloaded the washing machine.
So basically you had a good time. Hold on, I'm getting punched in the bottom here.
Was there ever a I've seen bright lights, I've seen tall buildings. Boy, I've been overcome with some feelings, but none of them, oh, none of them were like love. I've lusted for the body, I've had the fleas, had the habit. I've looked down on another, I smiled while I was at it. I've had some big ideas, they seem so appealing. Sometimes I don't know what the fuck I'm feeling, but none of it, oh, none of it is like love. Wild running horses, color-colored champagne. Once you've had a taste for it, it all tastes the same. I've been down on my knees, been sick and been reeling. My blood filled the room from the floor to the ceiling, but none of it, oh,